Liverpool 2, RB Leipzig 0, 4-0 on aggregate for Liverpool, and we go through to the quarter-final stage of the Champions League after what was a pretty good performance, let's be honest with you. Like, honestly, I'm just buzzing I'm buzzing for a lot of things. We're going to go through a lot of these things as well. First of all, please do tell me how you're feeling today after that. Because honestly, everything's been a bit of a crap storm lately. It really, really has. It's been so easy, and I said this in a previous video, to get sucked into all the negativity. And you're seeing, you could just almost feel it. Some people were saying that you could think we're 2-0 ahead, we've got two away goals going into the game, but all it takes is RB Leipzig to get an early goal or something like that, and it could really have flipped the tie on its head. Because normally, a goal, if they haven't scored against someone for a while, you're thinking it's going to come like London buses. You're going to get two for the price of one. But thankfully, we were able to keep a clean sheet in both legs and put in a good performance as well. Like, I'm talking, it was a really good performance as well. We're going to look at SofaScore right now. You're going to see some ratings by SofaScore for some of the players that I just do not agree with whatsoever. Jota's being the one that I don't agree with whatsoever in the slightest. But I'll go through and give you my points of view on the whole game and everything as well. We'll look at some statistics as well for some players as well. Please do let me know how you're feeling today, because I think, honestly, I think that we just all feel just that little bit better, than we have recently. Because A, we've got something to celebrate, and we've gone, we're into the quarterfinals. Whatever happens from here, it's going to be a tough team. We don't know who we're going to be facing. I can't. I should have looked, actually. I don't know when the Champions League draw is actually happening, because teams have got to play next week as well. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot still to happen, but we are now still one of those top tough teams to come up against in the Champions League, and we were good. Let's go through the SofaScore things. Now you'll see straight away the rating that jumped out the screen to me was Jota's, and I could not believe it, right? So, our overall stats for the whole game: 12 shots, 7 on target. Jota himself was responsible for 3 of those shots on target, 1 shot off target, which just at the close end of the first half, where he's through on goal, just got the goalkeeper to beat, could have beat him, but he hit the side netting. You're thinking, once he's fully back up to speed and back at his best, you've got to believe that he will bury those chances. But he was getting shots on target. He was the only person that had he had the most shots on target. The second person was Mohamed Salah in that list as well. But he provided an assist as well. I cannot remember whether it was for. It'll be on here somewhere. It was. Where was it? Yeah, it was for Jota. He assisted Jota and then got subbed off. So he assisted Salah. Jota assisted Salah. Let's get that right, okay? And he got the assist, but still somehow he got a 6.0 rating on SofaScore. I don't get that whatsoever. All those chances that he had in this game, he will start burying them. And this is what we can talk about now with Diogo Jota coming back up to full fitness, getting back up fully up to speed with how the team is going to be playing. He will start burying goals like he was when he first come to Liverpool. He was banging goals in left, right, and centre. He was very, very, there was a very real threat until he got injured that the front three would look brand new with Diogo Jota leading the way with Mane and Salah as well. And a quick note as well on Mane. You could see the pure electric elation that he had when he got to score his goal. Like, absolute, you could see him just almost throw himself out. He looked a little bit angry, but you could tell it was happy anger, that he was just like, get in, finally put the ball in the back of the net, because he's been having a tough time. He's been having a tough time, and he's not been in the best form either. He also missed a fair few chances before he got to score his goal as well. One that I think he was through. He was put through. I cannot remember who played the ball over the top, but their defense just shifted up like that. He perfectly timed his run, got the ball and just fired it over the bar, and you're just like, oh man. I think it was in the first half as well. And you're thinking, oh man, it just cannot be this type of game. Like, Please don't be this type of game. And I'm so happy for him as well to get his goal. Really, really, really pleased. Mohamed Salah's goal, very, very good goal as well. And I'll tell you something now. The highest rated player for RB Leipzig is Upamecano. I don't know why. I really don't know why. And maybe this comes down to statistics do not tell you everything. Because for some reason, in our backline, Nat Phillips is the lowest rated player. We're gonna go in a good way on Nat Phillips because absolutely exceptional in my opinion. Upamecano, honest to God, just looked like he was weighted down. He just looked like his legs were made of lead. Like, he made good runs forward. He was basically playing as a left wing at one point to start off one of their attacks against us. But in defence, honestly, it looked like he'd been stapled to the ground. Because Salah, for his goal, and it was a lovely passing move to set everything up, but Salah didn't even have to run at full pace or dribble at full pace or whatever it might be. He literally could just walk through that defence, and Upamecano just, I don't know, he just couldn't move his feet properly, everything like that. And it ended up being a really easy goal for Salah to score in the end. It was really nicely set up. 4 minutes later, it was a really, really nice passing move. And the interplay, like, by this point, Naby Keita had come on the pitch as well. Naby Keita, the interplay on the right-hand side of the pitch at this point was key between everybody. I think Trent was involved. I think we had Divock Origi was involved in it. Salah was involved in it. And they were each passing in between each other. And then it comes to Keita, and it's split second. It comes to Keita, and he passes it quick. And he passes it quick to Divock Origi, who fires a ball without even looking, fires a beautiful, pinpoint, accurate cross right onto the boot of Sadio Mane, puts it in the back of the net, and it was absolutely fantastic. Massive credit to Divock Origi for doing that, because honestly, like, I didn't know, you never know with how Origi has been with us this season, whether he was going to get game time ever again. But he did, and he provided an assist very, very well, like, did really, really well. Now, obviously I'm pleased for the goal scorers, I'm pleased for the guys that got the assists, and it was fantastic to see some goals, and also to see a clean sheet. But it was also fantastic as soon as my phone lit up with the lineup, and I'm pretty sure everybody else knows exactly where I'm going, to see this man back in midfield. That man, Fabinho, back in midfield, Rolls Royce. Absolute class. Just absolute class. He oozes class with everything that he does. Is he perfect? No, he's not perfect. But he's absolutely brilliant for us for what he can do. He really is. Absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, he played the 90 minutes. Didn't win as many ground duels as he attempted. Aerial duels, he only won one. But he's given us presence in the midfield. This is exactly what statistics don't give you. He got a 6.9. A lot of people, 50-50, were giving Fabinho man of the match because of his performance in midfield. The commentators and also the pundits afterwards, I think Michael Owen, Ferdinand and Peter Crouch, all singing the praises of Fabinho being back in midfield, working hard and being as class as he is, and exactly what we've missed from our midfield. Someone tweeted out, cannot remember the account, it's just something I saw in passing when I was scrolling on Twitter, saying, put Fabinho in midfield and you will win games. I don't think it's as simple as that. I think there's still a lot more work to do for Liverpool. It's just not as simple as that. But this now gives us the proper window to turn around and say, Fabinho does not start at centre-back anymore. Because he's good at centre-back. He's great in midfield. He's absolutely fantastic in midfield. The difference that it makes for me, personally, is that it's wonderful to see him in centre-back, great to see him in midfield, but he can drop in to the centre-back area and help out the guys, Nat Phillips and Kabak as well. Two guys I felt had good games. I felt that Nat Phillips had the better game. I felt that Nat Phillips was the strongest guy on the pitch, And his commitment to the cause for Liverpool was key in us keeping a clean sheet. He was not afraid to put his head where it would hurt, and he was already strapped up. But he was not afraid. If he had to take a boot to the face, another head to the face, whatever it might have been, he'd have took it to keep that clean sheet. And that was fantastic from Nat Phillips. It really, really was. Kabak was very, very solid as well. Very, very good in his own right. Made some good recovery runs himself. Positioning was a lot better, in my opinion. I felt that he was ready when, say, if we lost possession, he was much more ready maybe not on the back foot sounds negative, but I think you know what I mean. When they're turning over possession and attacking us, he was much more ready to get himself back, get himself ready to defend, instead of having to try and push up. He looked a lot better. Andy Robertson and Trent, we know what we're getting. Absolutely solid. Nothing completely outstanding, but they were very, very solid. Trent, I will say, was defensively, positionally, much, much better. Didn't get caught out by the attacks, especially early on as well, because there was a lot of turnover in possession between the two teams, and he didn't get caught out. They were trying, you could tell that they were trying to go down on Trent Alexander-Arnold's side, that little bit more than on their right hand side. It would have been our left hand side. But massive credit there, absolutely fantastic. Thiago on SofaScore has gotten the man of the match. Not my man of the match, I'll tell you that now. But how much different did Thiago look with Fabinho next to him? Looked a different player, looked a different level. Looked like that he could unleash himself a little bit with, actually working the ball forward. Didn't have to have as much defensive responsibility because you've got an absolute colossus brick wall with Fabinho next to you who can do that work much better and handle it much better physically. Thiago looked much better. He should have had an assist. When he put Mohamed Salah through with a karate kick, scissor kick, whatever you want to call it, when he put him through on goal, that was such a good opportunity for Salah to get a goal. But it was very good as well to see Thiago actually looking forward thinking instead of having to try and recycle possession and look for other ways out of trying to retain possession as well. I want to look and see what his full statistics were as well. He lost a couple of passes here and there, but nothing that he was trying his passes. He was trying to create something, and I don't mind it if someone's trying to do something and they're not just losing things, or misplacing passes just by lackadaisicalness or laziness or whatever. He won a lot of ground duels as well, so like standing tackles and stuff like that. He was very, very good at that. Attempted 10, won 7, and it helps us turn over the possession. Now, other things that we could talk about in this video as well. Oh, also, I'm not going to leave out Alisson or Gini Wijnaldum. Gini Wijnaldum ran, excuse the language, but Gini Wijnaldum ran his bollocks off last night. Absolutely class in terms of hard work, work rate, working for the team, and doing whatever was necessary for us not to lose this game. Absolutely brilliant, fantastic performance from Wijnaldum, and great saves as well by Alisson. I think he made 2 saves, made some really, really, it says he only made 2 saves. The 2 shots that they had on target, I imagine that they were both the saves. But the saves that he made, there was a good reaction one as well, where the ball was very, very active in our box. He was very, very quick to it, put himself in the right position. Fantastic, absolutely brilliant. Really loved that performance from Alisson as well. Now, let's have a look at these statistics over here. What I was very impressed with. I didn't care that we got out-possessioned. I really didn't. Because getting out-possessioned doesn't matter when you win games as well. What I was very, very impressed with was the fact that out of 12 shots, we had 7 on target. I remember reading this statistic when I think it was maybe around the 80th minute or something like that, maybe even a little bit earlier, 75th minute, something like that, where we'd had 9 shots, 7 on target, and I was thinking, oh my god, like we don't have ratios like that. It's obviously ended a little bit, a little bit further away, 12 shots, 7 on target, but having 7 shots on target for Liverpool, we just don't normally do that recently. Normally we can have 16, 17, 18 shots and have 1 on target. It's just, that was much better, much more improved. And I think that we were able to react to RB Leipzig just a little bit better than they were. then they were reacting to us, because I just think I don't know. I don't know what it was. They had more possession than us, and they didn't seem to know exactly what to do with it. And obviously when it's 0-0, getting close into, like, deep into the second half, where you've got like 30 minutes left, it was a weird thing. Like, I don't know if they brought it on themselves, but they took off Campbell, Forsberg, and Poulsen. Now, Poulsen being the big old striker up here, but taking off Forsberg and taking off Campbell, they just seemed to lose a little bit. They lost their way a little bit, and just instead they just threw on loads of forwards, and just basically, I think they basically wanted to just try and get as many forwards on as they could, and just try and outscore us, or just try and put us under so much attacking pressure. We were able to soak up that pressure and turn it into either counter-attacks or good attacking moves, and really pull their team apart in different ways up and down the pitch. Not just Upamecano getting pulled out of position by our forwards, but it was throughout the midfield as well. And then the forwards aren't necessarily always coming back and working back for RB Leipzig against us anyway. I'm not saying that they don't do that in the Bundesliga. I couldn't tell you. I haven't watched them in the Bundesliga this season. But we were able to just not... I don't want to say toy with them, because that makes it seem like we had an easy game. It wasn't. But we were able to pull apart their team and pull their players out of position and find pockets of space and exploit those pockets of space as well. So I'm very, very pleased with this performance. My man of the match is... I'm not splitting it. I was going to say I'm going to split it between Nat Phillips and Fabinho. I'm going to go with Nat Phillips for this one, and it's tight. It's very, very, very tight. But Nat Phillips just, like, struck me, like, when I'm watching the game live, just struck me as an absolute hero for what he was doing in terms of, putting his body on the line, putting his head on the line as well. For me, absolutely fantastic performance by Nat Phillips. For me, for this season at least, or for the rest of the remainder of the season, he has solidified himself as the starting, like, first choice centre back. Obviously, we've got our main guys out for injury, but for the rest of this season, Nat Phillips, 100%. As long as he stays injury free, I want him in my starting lineups all the time. Kabak, I felt, has improved, like, drastically since he first came in, and he's only been here 3 weeks as well. Let's remember that Kabak has only been here 3 weeks, but he improved in this game. He showed a lot of improvement in this game as well. That's my man of the match. But what a whole performance from Liverpool. Absolutely fantastic. Not in my wildest dreams, when we were coming up against RB Leipzig over 2 legs, did I feel that we were going to keep a clean sheet over 180 minutes. But that's exactly what we did. Sadio Mane and Salah, again, come up with the goals in this tie, just like they did in the first leg as well. And honestly, I am just so, so pleased, so happy. Whoever we come up against, I know a lot of people might be turning around saying that they'd rather, when the draw comes out, I'd rather go for, like, Porto or someone like that. Whoever we get is whoever we get. And it sounds really cliche. The only teams that I drastically want to avoid, if they go through as well, Chelsea. I don't want to play Chelsea because I just don't fancy playing Chelsea, honestly. Man City as well. 2 Premier League teams, but also for me, they are the most dangerous teams alongside Bayern Munich as well. But at the end of the day, you've got to face who you have to face, and you've just got to do the best that you can on the day. That's all you can do. Let's enjoy this, because this was a fantastic performance by Liverpool. Absolutely, hats off to every single one of them, because they were to a man absolutely brilliant. Ignore these scores on the screen from SofaScore, because that is just absolutely ridiculous. Nat Phillips is my man of the match. Let me know who was your man of the match, and what did you think of the performance? Honestly, what did you think of the performance? Let me know it in the comments below. Thank you ever so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please do like it and subscribe if you're new around here. I'll be back again at some point at the end of the week with the Wolves preview, so that's going to be another interesting game as well. But for now, I'm going to get out of here, going to go get some food, relax, maybe get a bit of sleep in as well, and I will catch you later. Thanks ever so much. Take care now.